This year, PC gamers have experienced the new multiplayer phenomenon in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. There have also been a few exclusives like Dawn of War 3 and Rising Storm 2, and two console classics, Bayonetta and Vanquish, hit the PC this year in all their glory. But while those games have shined in their own respect, plenty of great games may have flown under your radar. So let's roll through a few of our favorite games on PC that you might have missed this year. And as always, subscribe to our channel here at GameSpot for all your gaming coverage. There have been plenty of super tough platformers in the vein of 2010's Super Meat Boy, and like many of them, Super Rude Bear Resurrection is happy to kill you over and over again. But it also gives your deaths a purpose. Whenever you die, you leave behind a corpse which essentially serves to make a given level easier. It might block a laser from hitting you, cover up a set of deadly spikes, or give you a boost to make a jump easier. For an extra challenge, you're free to play without the assistance of these corpses, though doing so will cause you to miss out on some fun opportunities to see how they can modify a level. The game also provides a steady stream of new adversaries and mechanics from beginning to end. The sense of satisfaction it provides when you're able to make it through a particularly difficult section is incredible. As a love letter to 90s first-person shooters, Strafe captures the frantic pace and thrills of its reference material. From the retro visuals and blocky blood splattering, to the variety of weapons and abundance of secrets, Strafe is still worth playing even after the campaign's final encounter, if you ever make it that far. Each run is a thrill as you violently dance through the game's 12 procedurally generated levels, and the roguelike structure heightens the stakes as you get further along. Strafe has its own unique charm, with comical self-awareness and silly yet threatening enemies. But the soundtrack weaves all the game's elements together to elevate the experience beyond the standard first-person shooter. Each level has its own synth-laden electronic rock track that instills a sense of wonder, inspires you to fight through the hordes, or intensifies the feelings of danger, or often makes you feel all these things at once. Imagine a relatively quiet town in the American Midwest, populated by anthropomorphic animals. That's Possum Springs, where Night in the Woods takes place. And as May, a cat human, you experience a readjustment to your hometown after getting the boot from college. This comes in the form of a side-scrolling adventure where conversations, character interactions, and minigames propel you through a complicated and emotional tale of modern young adulthood. Every story beat, hidden tidbit, line of dialogue, and optional interaction encourages exploring the beautifully painted world of Night in the Woods. The game isn't for everyone, but it hits exactly what it aims for. Through the uniquely charming artwork and quirky yet emotive soundtrack, the poignant storytelling is wrapped in elements that elevate it above many games this year. Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator, is a visual novel published by the Game Grumps in which you play as a dad who romances other dads in your own town. It became an instant hit among dating sim fans when it was released in July. But even if you don't really consider yourself the type to date dads, you gotta give it a shot. It's filled with puns and dad jokes, but at its core, there's an incredibly heartwarming story about raising a daughter on your own. It's also inclusive without feeling like the diversity is just posturing. Sexuality and gender issues are presented effortlessly, but for the most part, the dad's narrative arcs are focused on fatherhood. In that sense, Dream Daddy is widely relatable. What Remains of Edith Finch is a game in the same vein as Dear Esther and Gone Home, and it tells a hauntingly beautiful tale. Through the generations, a supposed curse leads every family member to die in unexpected and bizarre ways. As Edith Finch, you explore the huge, mysterious family manor in which gameplay vignettes unearth how your relatives spent their last moments. The story is cryptic, gripping, and dark. It's full of unexpected twists and turns, and could only effectively be told through a video game. Considering you could beat it under 3 hours, there's little reason to wait before playing it. Graceful Explosion Machine falls into the category of frantic 2D spaceship shooters, but it's not quite the bullet hell experience. There aren't any dense curtains of seemingly unavoidable projectiles here. Rather than waiting for wave after wave of enemies to come your way, you pilot a cute little spaceship through corridors and face off against swarms of enemies, using both traditional laser cannons and a small but varied selection of special weapons. Dashing through groups of enemies is an empowering and useful tactic that calls back to the feeling of Resogun. The trick to Graceful Explosion Machine is to quickly juggle your various weapons while also boosting through the groups of increasingly stronger enemies. And once it's under your skin, the dance is an adrenaline rush fight to survive. and to climb the leaderboards. These are just a few of the gems we've played on PC this year, so check out our written feature on GameSpot.com for all the games that we highlighted. What's your favorite PC game this year that should get more love? If you got something to say, hit up the comments. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, you know the deal. And don't forget to watch our other videos on the best games that you might have missed on PS4, Switch, and Xbox One.